I'll let you guys know that I'm in love. He knows me. He might say, hey, you already have 2 kids. You're just in love right now. That's not what I say. I'm in love with an organization. And this organization is called Duha. And before I tell you more about this organization and how it truly touched my heart, I want you to imagine this. I'm glad brothers happy brought your kids because this will relate. Imagine, God forbid, may Allah keep you as long as possible for your family. But imagine that tomorrow brother Ishaq disappears. And now the only people left is his kids and his wife. Now the struggle begins, right? The struggle begins. She has to figure out everything. She has to figure out how to get a new job. She has to figure out where the money's gonna come from, dropping the kids off, all these constant bills that you might be providing now or you're sharing to provide. You agree, it's gonna be a struggle. It's gonna be very hard. And so, in that time of the struggle, she's thinking a million thoughts. Nobody ever prepares for, say sudden deaths and how hard it could be on her family. So this brings me to Duha and what it does. Duha is actually serving women in Nigeria who go through often situations similar to this one, where their husbands disappear, right? Where, they go through a sickness, they can't work, and they have a lot of kids. And sometimes these kids, instead of going to school, they have to go to work. So imagine your little kids having to, let's say, sell bottles of water on the street just so they could help their mom with a million of other things. Now imagine even further that the housing is terrible. Live in a tent. When rain happens, they have to figure out no water would come in, right? It's a very tough situation. So several years ago, the founder of Duha was doing, she had a job in the UN. And she went to, her assignment was in a country called Niger. Don't confuse it with Nigeria. A lot of people, so Nigeria, I think, is in the south of Nigeria. And basically, while she was doing this work, she gave this lady $40 as a donation, or $50. I can't remember. And that lady, instead of taking it as a donation, that lady bought, she created a fruit stand. So she turned it into a small business with $50. And I know when we give donations to organizations, it's, you get the donation, you saw some pictures of what's going on, they get the donation, they buy themselves food, they move on. It's way more empowering when someone can turn that into a business and then it becomes sustainable, which is really awesome. And she found out that's exactly what happened. And that gave her a light bulb. So after she left the UN, she said, this is my mission. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to find any sort of widows, any sort of families with hardship, especially women, and I'm going to give them a micro loan that they can take it and turn it into a business so they don't have to wait for donations. They turn something into a business and it could be last longish. Like imagine this person turning it into a business and can impact not just the family, but other people might ask, oh, what are you doing? Like, how do you turn that? Who helped you? And then out of nowhere, you're helping a whole community. And so that mission began with 1 woman. And then it extended to 10 women. And then it moved on to 15 women. And I think right now it's at 60 women, I believe, where she has people on the ground and she funds somebody, they scan them through applications and whatnot. And then they're able to have different businesses and boom, she is helping her whole families. SubhanAllah. And they go also into other causes where I was mentioning the tent. And one of the stories we heard, SubhanAllah, when it rains, the mom for this particular story, she has to stand up and hold her baby all night long until there's daylight so they could move to another spot. And that could create an amazing amount of struggle. Imagine, like, just looking at our lives here in the US and how, alhamdulillah, blessed we are versus what others, go through. Or even places that we could see, like in Fasa, and how their life was turned around where they have tents and it's cold and there's a lot of rain and they have to figure it out. So it's beautiful to see organizations like this that are able to make an impact where you're no longer just holding your hand out for a donation, but you're empowered to take that and build a small business to sustain your family. And so when I said in the beginning, I'm in love, I love how we can create new beginnings for people as the topic of the day. How we can create new beginnings for people where they no longer have to just wait at the end of the month, at the end of the year to feed their kids. Because we ran into situations like this, and Eid especially, when we buy, when people do their udhiyah, for that organization, and it's the first time in the whole year where they eat meat, subhanAllah. And so I think when you are choosing organizations to help, really go the extra mile of what else could I do, understanding their cause, and potentially being part of it. And Jazakumullah khair.